I need to feel your energy today from start to finish.
Come on, let's go.
Let's crank this thing up. It get real ferocious, I'm trying to tell you.
Turn me up all day.
From the locker room to the broadcast booth, breaking news and the truth behind every take from a real NFL insider and television analyst.
Now get ready for the NFL show where the conversation gets real and the fans get a voice. It's time for the Lake Lewis Jr. Show here on ESPN Radio.
And that's football.
Welcome, everyone, to the Lake Lewis Jr. Show. Appreciate you guys joining us. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's Friday Fan Day or whatever we call it. What do we call it? Family Friday, Family Fan Day, whatever you want to call it. This is the family right here. All of the above. And these are the best supporters of the Burgundy and Gold who come on here and give us some great fan insight. You too can join us. All you have to do is email me at thelakeLewisJrShow@gmail.com and we will get you on as well. How's everybody doing today?
Wonderful.
Doing good.
Great. All right,
Doing
hanging
good.
in there. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Two things that I really want to cover with you guys is one is kind of something we did last year, but teams change. So naturally, I want to see what you would do going forward, knowing what you know about this team. And that question is, if you could go back in time and grab one player to put on this year's roster from the Commanders or from the Redskins or from Washington football team, any burgundy and gold team, one player that you would bring from the past and put on this year's roster, who would it be? Okay. I remember when we did this before. I remember Miss Sheila and Brad and some of the guys, Ellison, we did this before.
Right.
And the team didn't have certain players. So naturally, who you picked may have changed over the last 2 years. So I think we can have fun with that one. And then the second thing I do want to talk about is I want to know how many of you would pass now on Brandon Aiyuk, considering the stuff that you're seeing on social media, and how many of you say it doesn't matter, you still want him in Washington. All right. So we'll start with the first one. The first one being if you had one player that you can pick from the past and you can put them on this year's team to help their cause and maybe get to a Super Bowl, who would it be? So I'm going to start as we always do. We start with the ladies first, gentlemen. That's what we are here. So let's start with Miss Benet, and then we'll go Miss Sheila, and then we'll go Jen, and I think we'll have them covered for the day. So let's start with Miss Benet. What's going on, Miss Benet?
Wonderful. Hello, everyone from Southern California.
Hello.
Family, that's gonna be kind of hard for me to answer because I
I
haven't
know.
been a longtime fan. I'm gonna go with how I see stuff now on the different podcasts. I see Fletcher, I see Mitchell, I see Santana. I'm gonna go with Santana Moss. I don't know if that's a good choice or not, but I'm gonna go with Santana Moss.
You know what? If you were reaching Miss Benet and took a wild guess, you won the lottery.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's a great selection.
Great answer.
Okay. All right,
That's an
thank you.
absolutely
Thank you.
great answer. Okay.
exactly where I was
Thank
going.
you.
Okay.
Thank
She
you.
said that and just like backed out. Okay, I'm good. All right, so let's go with Miss Sheila and then we'll have Miss Jen. Well, who you
Okay,
taking,
Miss
Sheila?
Benet, you took mine because that was right on my
I'm
mind.
sorry.
That's
Oh,
okay.
nice.
That's okay.
Nice.
That's fine. As long as he's on it. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
All right.
So
that's a
can you
great
can you imagine Santana on opposite
Santana.
side
Oh
of
my
Terry
gosh.
with Jaden at quarterback? My God, that would get real bad for a lot of people.
Mm.
So good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so Sheila's answer and Miss Benet so far are Santana. Let's see where Miss Jen goes. Who you taking, Miss Jen?
Sean Taylor.
Oh, great
That's
answer.
a good one.
Mm.
That's a great answer. And
I mean,
and
it just, it's hard not, it's a little heartbreaking to mention him because I wish that he could, at least he'd be great at even talking about football, but there's just no one like that. There's just no
right,
one like that.
Mm.
right.
He's
And he would
irreplaceable.
actually And can you imagine him in Durante Jones style defense and the
That's what I
way?
was thinking. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, yeah. That I mean, you could imagine Sean in anyone's defense, and he would have made the defense better. So,
although
great answers.
we have some people that could really surprise us, and the way they're talking about Durante, he could cultivate someone that can come out and I mean,
That's
I
going to be
think
a couple of someone's, Jen. I see a lot of guys that are, and
right,
they tell me they're all like, this guy's the smartest coach they've ever had. I mean, and I'm like,
for
you.
sure.
I don't know if you guys heard me say that to Dan yesterday in the presser. But I said the same thing. Like they're telling me this and they're still doing installs. So imagine what it's going
Yeah.
to be like when it's full throttle and they got the pads on and they have the full game plan and it's going to be something. So yeah, so great answers, all three ladies. Appreciate that. So gentlemen, you guys are ready. So let's keep this thing rolling. Let's go Greg Dashel and then we're going to go with as I like to call Rev El Capitan. We're gonna get him up after Greg. All right. So let's go with Greg Dashel. What's going on, Greg?
Hey,
Hey, what's
Greg.
up? What's up, fam? How y'all doing? Can you hear me?
We're
Hi.
good. We're
Good.
good.
Hey,
Hey, man.
I jumped in a little late, right? But what was the question?
So with two things we're going to talk about today. The first question that you can answer now is if you can go back in time and take one player from the Burgundy and Gold throughout their history, just one player to put on this year's roster to help this year's team get to a Super Bowl, who would it be?
Oh, that's that. 21, ain't no question.
And see, that's what Miss Jen just said. She just said
Yep.
Sean Taylor. Okay. All
Great
right.
minds, Greg. Great minds.
Okay. So I'm curious to see how many more go that route because I mean, for a player, unfortunately, we know how things ended, but for a player that only played for what, 4 or 5 years, 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, wow, the impact is just, it's still here. We're going on close to 20 years. Is what, 18
I
years or
know.
something?
Yeah. Hmm.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, so let's go with Rev now. What's going on, Rev?
How's
Hey,
everybody
Rev.
doing?
Hi, Rev.
Good,
Hello.
good. Good
How
to
you
see
doing?
you. Good to see you.
Came in smoking, so thank you for having me. I'm gonna go way back, and
Okay.
because we were talking about, I guess adding a player from back in the day, and
hmm
I like to see Charlie Taylor.
I knew you were gonna say that, Rev. I knew you were gonna say that. I just that's crazy. When he said he was going way back, my mind literally said he's gonna go Charlie Taylor, 42. I
Yeah,
already knew it.
Charlie Taylor.
Yeah.
That
That's a
would be
good
our
one.
number, and that would be our bona fide number two.
Two. Yep.
Has anyone ever told you, Rev, you actually favor Charlie Taylor a little bit?
Wow.
I'm serious.
No,
I'm dead
no,
serious. Like
no.
he actually I know Charlie passed recently or a couple years back, but he actually
Wow.
showed up at one of my shows. I can tell you guys that I used to do remote shows with a lot of the players, and it was myself and Anthony, as you guys know, Anthony, and Santana was there that night, and Chris Cooley, and out of nowhere, Charlie Taylor walks in just by himself, and you talking about starstruck? Like I've never been
Yeah.
like that, but I was like, that's Charlie Taylor. And guess who else was a little starstruck? Those three guys on the team at the time too. He just
Okay.
showed up, just to support. So I'll never forget that. So yeah, man, just a good dude, a good dude. So that's a great answer right there. That's another one that if you're younger, if you're the Brad Savages of the world, try to find some footage of Charlie Taylor and you'll see. He was a running back coming out of college. People don't realize that, and they
Yeah.
converted him to wide receiver. So, all right, good stuff, good stuff. All right, so let's keep it rolling. And speaking of Brad Savage, let's go ahead and go with Brad Savage.
Young Brad.
What's going on, fam?
Rev.
What's going on?
Great.
What's
Hello, man.
going on?
Going. So I was gonna say, let me show my knowledge, but I wasn't gonna go as far back as Charlie Taylor. I was actually gonna say Gary Clark
Okay.
as wide receiver number two. Um,
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel
okay.
Yeah.
like I've heard him speak
Yeah.
at like one of those command center things, and
Mhm,
you could tell he was a dog.
Yeah.
He
And going
was.
beside Terry
mhm,
McLaurin and have Gary Clark,
Yeah.
mhm.
I'll see all over again.
Agreed.
How many of you that remember Gary Clark? How many of you thought? I guess I can just flat out just ask because I know I did. Although Art Monk was the Hall of Famer, I thought Gary was the go-to guy for a
Yeah,
lot of
he
years.
was.
Absolutely.
That he
Looked like
He
was.
he
was
Okay,
was.
clutch.
okay,
Me
okay.
too.
He
Yep.
was
I just
clutch.
wanted to
Oh
make
yeah.
sure it wasn't
Big
me.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
And
remember
Big
that
time.
also,
that game on ESPN against the Giants when he dropped that one pass.
oh
Then he
man,
came back and
NFC
caught that.
Championship.
Man, that boy he was a beast, man. He was a dog.
Yeah, yeah. I've been saying for years, I think Gary Clark should be under heavy consideration for the Hall of Fame. I mean, if you
oh
look at the
yeah.
time he played,
Mm-hmm.
now I don't buy the whole they didn't play long enough. I mean, you
I
just know when
know.
a guy's a dog. I mean, it doesn't matter how many years they played. If they were dominant every single time they stepped on the field, I think they should be under consideration. You know, like a Gale Sayers got in early. I'm not comparing Gary Clark to Gale Sayers, but I am comparing Gary Clark to a lot of receivers that are in the Hall of Fame.
I know.
That I
Yeah.
might take Gary over. So
Yeah.
just saying. All right. So good
Yep.
stuff there, Brad. All right. So let's go with Ellison, and then we'll go with the other Brad, Brad Jones. Okay. So what's up, Ellison?
What's good, Lake? How's everybody doing, man? Good to see
Good. We're
everybody.
Hi,
good.
Ellison.
What's going on, man?
Big E.
Can I get a 1A and 1B? Is that okay?
I mean, Ellison always got to change it up on us, man.
I like
It wa-
it. I
it's
like
a
it.
it's a tough decision for me because my 1A
Yeah.
is for me is Dexter for sure. That's my guy. My 1B is going to be Jerry Smith. I think he's one of the most underrated players in franchise history and league history. And if you know his story,
Titan,
it's
right?
obvious. Yeah. It's obvious reason why some people don't hold him in high regard, but he's one of the best
Yeah.
players in franchise's history for sure.
You know, that's a great point. That's a
That's
name
a
that you
good one.
don't hear too often. And he was kind of like the prototypical tight end before, you know, like he was catching passes in
Yeah.
bunches. And a tough player, man. So yeah, you know, we know that off the field stuff may have hindered why people don't talk about him, which is a shame, you know, because all you care about is what did the guy do on the field? He did his job, right? So good stuff, good stuff. All right, so
He
let's go,
passed away,
Brad.
didn't he pass away?
He
Yeah.
did, yes,
Mhm.
yep. So we'll go with Brad Jones, and then we'll go with Shauno. Okay, so what's up, Brad?
What's up, family? What up,
Hi,
big bro?
Brad.
How's
Boy.
everybody
Hey,
doing,
man.
man?
Going
Good to see
on.
y'all.
You too.
You know, I'm a Sean Taylor guy. That's my dude. But since he was already taken, I would love to see Daryl Green in my cousin's defense. You know what I mean? Since we mentioned the cornerback that shut down, I think Daryl Green is. I think he underrated. Although he's in the Hall
Hold
of
on for
Fame.
one sec.
I
Hold
caught
on
the
for one
cousin.
second,
I
Brad.
caught the
I
cousin.
mean, yeah. He tried to slip that in there, like
My
you know,
cousin.
my
Listen,
cousin.
in the group chat, I told everybody when we go to the
Yeah,
family reunion, I'm gonna show y'all him. That's my cousin.
that's right.
That's my
That's
cousin.
right.
Just make sure he don't go like this. Hey, young man. Hey, man, can you take my car for me real quick?
That's my cousin.
I'm just teasing you, man. Good stuff. So you say Daryl Green?
For sure, man. I think everybody talk about that, but I think he underrated. I know he's in a Hall of Fame, but Daryl Green was a solid corner, dude.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't the tallest.
For
He was
20 years.
fast. Yeah, for sure, man. And Daryl Green was a beast, man. Straight up. A
Yeah,
dog.
Yeah.
we could probably name a handful of games that he single-handedly, you know,
One.
pulled it out for that team, you know.
Minnesota
So you
playoffs.
have yeah, Chicago in the playoffs, a lot
Punt
Uh-huh.
of them,
return.
Yeah.
you know.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Detroit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know, and him walking down, you know, Dorsett and Eric Dickerson and
Yep.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he gave us some
Uh-huh.
highlights. So that's
And
a
you
good
knew it was
answer
a big
too.
moment when Joe Gibbs put him back there to return the punt. You know
You
what I'm saying? You
already
knew it
knew.
was like, yeah,
Already knew.
you
Like we
already
need
knew
this one.
for
And
sure.
normally when he put him back there, guess what? He didn't just return it for 10, 15, 20 yards. He took it to the house.
To the house.
hmm
Yeah,
With the
That
broken
was
rib or whatever.
yeah,
for sure.
Good
absolutely.
stuff.
Good stuff. All right, so let's go
Well, yeah.
Shauno, and then after Shauno, we'll go Brandon.
Good to see everybody.
Hey, Shauna.
Real,
Hi, Shano.
hey, real
Hey,
quick. My phone was breaking out, as you can see. I'm on the road. Ellison,
Mhm.
who were your choices? I'm sorry. 1A, 1B. Who were they?
My 1A was Dexter Manley, and my
Oh,
1B was Jerry Smith.
Okay, gotcha. Good. So you didn't steal none of mine. Thank you for that. So I'm driving back home from LA. I just got finished setting up the landscape for Lake's Beach House. So I'll be sending you that bill in the mail, man. Okay. So I would go with in our current situation, I'm bringing Champ Bailey in.
All
Took
right.
mine.
It's a good one.
That was my 1B for sure.
That was me.
Wow.
Yep, that was mine.
Okay. Y'all digging in the crates. This is good stuff. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So Champ Bailey. All right. So we got a mixture. We got a couple defensive guys and we got an offensive guy. All right. Okay. All right. So don't be too creative because I'm waiting for someone to say, I'm just gonna stick with Jaden. No, Jaden's already on the roster. So before anybody tries to do that, no one on the current roster because they're already there. Okay. So we're going back in time. All right. All right. So let's go Brandon, and then after Brandon, we'll go Marcus.
Hey guys, what's up? Happy Friday.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon. How you doing?
Just for just want to do two shout outs. Tomorrow is Mike B's birthday and my gorgeous girlfriend Jen's birthday. So
All right.
they're the Gemini twins. As far as players, this is tough. I'm torn between two. If we took the current situation, I'm gonna have to go with Arthur Monk. But my gut says John Riggins, just because I love the Diesel and I would love to see him behind that line.
That would be something.
He
That's
probably
for
knock
sure.
all them down.
Either one of those guys.
He sure would. He sure would. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, my screen just scrambled up on me. Oh my goodness gracious! Now I got to look and see where we had an order here. All right, so it was Marcus coming up, and then Antoine after that. Okay.
All right, how's it going, everyone?
Hi, Marcus.
Hey, what's going on?
All right, so yeah, Brandon stole my thunder. I'm gonna do a 1A, 1B like Ellison did, if you don't mind. But so Art Monk was my first choice. And then I'll say Jordan Reed. You know, I would like to see Jordan Reed.
There you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a real good one. Okay. Jay Reed, that was my guy. We used to always tease him. We used to hear guys in the locker room with Jordan Reed. Brandon should get this because he's a movie guy. But guys used to go around the locker room and say, "You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed." Does anyone know what that movie's from?
Come on, baby. Stop it. Omar Epps. Come on, dog.
It sure is.
In too deep, baby.
In too deep. Yeah, that's exactly the movie. They used to always say that to him in the locker room. So yeah, it's just anyway.
He was smooth too, man.
Yeah.
Man,
he was smooth. He was one of the best hoopers I've ever seen.
You can tell in his movement off the line.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He clearly was a basketball guy, the way he, would box out and all that stuff. So yeah, he was great. He was great. So good answer there. All right. And what was the first one, Marcus?
Art Monk.
Art Monk. Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so we have Antoine, and then we go Oscar, and then we'll go Rich, and then we're gonna have Mike G take us out this first segment. Okay, so let's go with Antoine.
Well, my other guys that I was going to say was already chosen, so I'm gonna go ahead and say Wilbur Marshall.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He was a dog, man.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That was good. By the way, I haven't forgotten about you, bud. I see you up there. I got you. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but Wilbur Marshall, man. So you guys are some of y'all. Those are like the Champ Bailey pick and the Wilbur Marshall pick.
Those in the back today.
Came from the Bears, right?
Yeah, but see, right, Wilbur came from the Bears. Champ was drafted here,
That's
and
right.
then had his best years in Denver.
Because that's how we got CP.
That's how you got Clinton Portis, exactly. So for some of you to take like what I would say unconventional, at the time Redskins, that's impressive. I mean, they definitely made their mark for sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys consider Champ a Redskin?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do. We
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
would anybody do
him.
that trade again? If had to do it again, would y'all do that trade again?
No.
Did he win Super Bowls with
I
the
wouldn't have done
Broncos?
it then.
Yeah, I think he did.
Y'all know I gotta
Did he
show
win a
up to
Super
the
Bowl?
facility, right?
I don't have a problem with it.
Champ Bailey
Right.
win? Did he win a couple Super Bowls with Denver?
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
he
Did
did.
he?
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
He
And
won
he
the
was the
2. Yeah.
defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Like I
Wow.
mean, Clinton had a nice run here. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they got
Yeah.
chopped
Yeah.
liver, but
Yeah.
you
He's not
traded
champ.
you traded one time. I think Clinton was an All Pro one time for
Hmm.
a Hall of Famer. So
But
Hmm.
I
And
think it
then
would
we
have
was
been
passing the
different.
torch from Daryl Green to Champ. You know what I'm saying? That torch was
they were at the
passed.
same time, and then they brought in
Right.
Dion and all that stuff. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
But
we're
I
not gonna
Clinton.
go there.
That's
But
that's some
Porter.
smooth talk about all time, both of them. That's what he said he learned from.
Mm-hmm.
Champ was a guy, but he totally felt disrespected, when they didn't offer him right.
Oh yeah. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So that's one of them ones that you sometimes you think what could have happened, because you do
Mm-hmm.
realize his time would have overlapped probably with Sean's,
Oh
if
yeah.
Yep.
they
Yep.
could have
For sure.
overlapped. And can you have imagined that? So yeah.
Yeah.
I know, wishful thinking. All right, so let's keep it going. Let's go, Oscar. What's going on, Oscar?
Good to see you, Lake. How are you doing? How's everybody?
Good, we're good, we're good.
Hey, hey, how you doing?
I'm good. It's officially the 20th, Miss Jenna. So happy birthday to you and Mike B
Thank you.
from Istanbul.
Nice,
Oh, it's the
nice.
20th and oh, okay, cool.
Exactly,
Thank you.
exactly. So, Lake, remembering how devastating we were right after the Madrid game, I'm gonna go with Mark Mosley.
Good
That's a
one.
good one.
Yeah, he won a
Good
lot of
one.
games.
We need a
The
Good
consistent
one.
kicker for sure.
the
Yeah.
Yep.
last
Good one.
kicker, the last kicker in the history of the league
To
to
win
be an
MVP.
MVP. Yep.
Yep.
So,
Hmm.
did you know that, Brad Savage?
Yep. I knew that one.
Okay, all
I
right,
didn't
okay.
see it, but I read it.
I mean, well, you don't have to go there with us, because that's kind of like he was trying to be a little smart with it, like, yeah, I know that, but I ain't see it, so we not that old.
Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. Yeah.
I know you didn't. I'm just
Yeah,
messing
okay.
with you. But being around some of us, you'll get history lessons out of this. This is good
Yeah.
stuff,
Oh
So I'm
yeah.
just gonna watch some tape.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I love when y'all tell me stuff like this because I'll look it up as soon as we finish.
Now I
Okay.
really feel like a
I know
parent.
that's
You know
right.
what I mean? Like, my
I
God.
ain't that old though. Now I don't y'all make me feel like I'm super young.
So how old are you again, Brad?
I'm 39. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
See,
Wow, man.
I ain't that young.
He just took the training wheels off. I mean, my
I have a son older than you.
Oh my goodness gracious. Man. Nah, my
Wow.
daughter's much younger than that. So if you ever got around her, somebody your age, they be in trouble. So I'm just, All right. So let's go with Rich. What's going on, Rich? And then
All
we'll
right,
have
how's it
Bud.
going, Lake? How's it
Hi,
going,
What's going
everybody?
on?
Rich.
Hey, how you
Yeah,
doing?
whatever.
Yeah, so making the expectation that we might add to the receiver room a little bit, I would have gone Art Monk, but I'll go Daryl Green all day. Like, yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right.
And I love,
Okay.
I'm sure you guys have probably heard the story where Smoot tells it like he was watching Daryl Green film, and I
Right.
think he
That's
said
a
Champ
secret.
comes in and says, nobody can DG like DG. Yeah.
See, there's already
So
that
if Champ
respect for
can
that
say
guy.
that, then yeah, we'll go with Daryl Green.
Yeah, and Daryl still is Daryl. Daryl told
Yep.
me I think it was a 2024 season, during training camp. He told me that he could still run a 4.240. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, cut it
Wow.
out. And he
Oh
said,
my goodness.
I'm not playing. I'm dead serious. He said,
Oh,
I'll
he's
run
dead
past
serious.
most of these guys. And I was okay, I can never tell him he
Mm.
couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess once you have that speed, you never think you lose it at all. So,
Hey,
all right,
Green
good
was
stuff.
fast.
No, I
Green
mean
was
he
fast.
was world class speed. That's what they used to
Yeah.
call that. Remember,
Mm.
world
Yep.
class
Yep.
speed. That guy was coming
Yep.
right off a track. So, all right, good stuff. So let's go with Bud, and then we'll go with Mike G to close out this segment. Okay. So what's going on, Bud?
Ain't too much. How you doing, Lake?
Big Bud.
Good. I'm good.
Hey,
Bud.
hey, how y'all doing? How you doing?
I'm done.
Well, since our current situation heavily depends on the health of JD5, I'm gonna go with some protection for him. Let's go with Joe Jacoby.
Say it
All
again.
right.
I was
Say
just
it again.
wondering if we were going to get through this whole thing without anyone picking from the famed Hogs. You know,
The
someone
Hog.
finally did. Yep, so Bud did. That's smart right there. That's smart. Okay, so but you would take Joe Jacoby, but that means you wouldn't have
Right,
Laramie.
right. Who you giving up? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, that's
Joe Jacoby.
those are
See,
nice
that's what I was
problems to
thinking.
have. Those are nice
That's a
problems to
good way
have.
to get
So
out of that one, Bud. That's a good way to get out of that one.
Bask on his feet.
Yeah, you would just I mean, because look, if you say, well, we'll just move one to the other side, then you're taking the young bull out and Josh Connerly. So
yeah, no.
somebody just gonna be a
We're gonna let
guard,
them.
huh?
Yeah, somebody's gonna be a guard. They're gonna fight it out.
All
Pretty
right,
much to
good
keep
stuff.
them fresh, you rotate them.
There you go.
Every other
Yep.
play.
Hey, just
Yep.
keep them fresh.
Right,
Yep.
right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so let's go with Mike G to close out this segment. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, what's
Hi,
up, Blake?
Mike.
What's up, everybody?
How
What's
you
up,
doing,
fam?
man?
What's up,
Fam?
Mike?
Hello.
Finally got a chance to make it here on a Friday.
Yes,
Amen.
sir.
There we
But
go.
Love the belt. That's awesome.
it's the greatest thing. For me, it's in the following Big Bud, protection starts with the leader of that offensive line, Jeff Bostic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Controls
another.
everything
I got you.
that
That's a good one.
everybody else needs to
Excellent.
do.
Big,
And
Take him
Graham.
out. Yeah,
And you
good
know
pick.
what?
that would
And
be
you
it.
know what? The center spot, is the one spot on the line. If you were to ask, and I know Nick doesn't want to hear that, or Matt Goldman, and I know Julius
Yeah.
Jones, Goodman they were moving around, but that is the one question mark. I could say that. So
Hmm.
Jeff Bostic wouldn't be a question mark. He would come
Not
in
at all.
there and
Yeah.
and be that little piglet. That's what he was, man. And he literally, when you talk about hogs and all that stuff, he
Hmm.
literally fit the bill as a center. He was like squat,
You all right?
wasn't the tallest guy, but just very compact, and he moved you off the block
That
all the
Joker
time.
held his
Yeah,
own
he
though,
did.
He
man.
sure
Yeah, he
did. He
did.
moved you
Man.
around up there for sure. So good stuff. That was a good first start to this, and that was all of 30 minutes. So we still got plenty of time here. And now we're going to move on to the second part, and let's talk about Brandon Ayuk a little bit here. And I told myself, I'm not going to talk about him. But
You can't
then
help
folks at
it.
ESPN Radio
Wait,
were like,
wait,
you don't
Lake,
have. They were like, you don't have a choice.
You
wait,
don't.
Lake,
You
who's
can't
your
help it.
pick? Who's your pick
Who
though from the
who was?
past?
My pick from the past. That's a great question. Because I didn't have one. It's for you guys. So for me. That's a very, very, very good one. I'm leaning towards Sean Taylor, for sure.
You can do one A and B.
It's funny you say that. I might have to go Sean Taylor on defense, and then on offense, I may have to go with John Riggins, just
Yeah.
because.
Oh yeah.
You just don't see guys that big being
Run.
that fast.
Yeah, just
Like people
Hmm.
don't realize
King
he
Henry's the
was
only guy
fast.
right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's who
Hmm.
I said that like 2 years ago. I said Derrick Henry for young people, Brad Savage. That was John Riggins
Yep.
before. And I remember
For sure.
telling a friend that, and he was like, "No," he said, "John Riggins is white." And I said, "So?" So, and he
Hmm.
was like, "You don't really see white running backs." And I said, "No, Christian McCaffrey's nice." Christian McCaffrey
Hmm.
wasn't a mauler though. John Riggins was a unicorn. I mean,
Yeah,
can we
nobody
say
wanted
that?
to tackle that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Nobody
was
wanted to tackle.
fast and he was big.
I hang it on
And
his
he
jerseys.
and most people don't realize this. John Riggins career-wise didn't get going until he got to 30. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So when he
That's
was
Mm-hmm.
right.
making these runs and they were winning Super Bowls, he was in his mid 30s and he was running the
Right.
ball not 20 times a game. How many times y'all look up and it was 40 times he ran the ball in a game? So,
Hmm.
yeah, a unicorn. All right, so that was a good one. I was going to lead it into
Hmm.
if you took the all-time skin, from the past, just the
Hmm.
one all-time. We're not going to do that
Take it
though.
up.
We're gonna save that one. So, Eric, Eric is in with us because I'm sure you guys hear the background noise. So excuse me. So where'd he go?
I don't know. He
He's
walking.
Eric,
jumping
Eric,
around.
Eric, don't log in and out because you're messing the board up. All right. I'm gonna ask you the question that everybody got a chance to answer. If you could go back in time, oh my goodness gracious. If you could go back in time, are, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, stand still for me. Just stand still for me.
All right.
Because it's scrambling up the board. All right.
Sorry.
If you could go back in time and take one player from Burgundy and Gold Pass to put on this year's roster to help them get to a Super Bowl, who would you take?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Being that our defense was hurt, I'd say probably Sean Taylor, baby.
Okay, that's what a lot of people in here took him. So that's a good
Nothing
one.
against Nick Cross or any of the guys, but Sonny Styles and Sean Taylor together, my goodness.
That would be something. All right. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So stick around if you can, so we move on to the second part of the show today. And what we're going to talk about now is I asked the question after everything you've been seeing over the last couple weeks with Ayuk and his posts and things like that, do you move on from him or do you still want him regardless? So let's go ahead and fire it up again and let's start with Miss Sheila on this one. What do you say, Miss Sheila?
Well, I'm gonna be like Adam Peters. I believe that people should get a second chance. So I don't have a problem, with he's just trying to let them know he ain't stupid and he's trying to not say their names. But he did. I think it was silly for him to say that they gave him $50 million or $48 million. They didn't give him anything. He was supposed to work for that. So that's the only thing. The rest of it, he just being silly. I put it to being young and got to learn. So that's it.
That's a good one. That's a great answer. Great answer. All right. All right. Let's keep it going. Let's go with Miss Jen, and then we're gonna go with Miss Benet.
Well, I've really struggled with all the back and forth in the news and like Brandon Aiyuk doing his thing online, but I do think the fact that there's talk of him getting released before camp, I don't know if that's true or not. If his purpose was to move a little bit towards that, who's to say that some of that didn't affect? Maybe AP, who knows those guys, maybe he did say, listen, just let's not do this anymore. At the end of the day, my feeling is, would I rather try it out and get him or not know and not get him? I'd rather get him.
Good stuff. Great answer.
I don't want to know what would happen if we had the chance and we didn't. That's what I feel.
Okay. Great answer. Great answer. All right. So let's go with Miss Benet. And then after Miss Benet, we will go with Bud.
Okay, like real quick. On your show yesterday, you had a caller call in. And I don't know if he was an analyst or if it was a fan.
It was a fan.
Talked about it was a fan?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
It was Dolphin Dave. He calls all the time. Yes.
Okay. Because he said that he was a problem in the locker room. And I haven't heard that from anyone that he played with.
And I refuted it to make sure he understood that.
That's why I was asking if he was an analyst. Yeah. I didn't know if he was speaking factual or not. And I think because of the relationship that he and Jaden have, I just don't see him coming in causing problems. He's crazy about Jaden, and I think he wants Jaden to be successful. So I'm still going to go with him. And after all, when you talk about locker room antics, and it hasn't happened yet, but Sorsby coming into the NFL, really?
Look, Miss Benet on fire today. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All those are things that's why I wanted to talk about this because I do see that. And I didn't want to bring Sorsby up. I'm glad you did. I mean, come on. to me, and I understand people are saying that that's a disease and things like that. And that's true. It's very true. But there's still consequences for that disease. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, so if people are throwing out CTE and all that kind of nonsense with Brandon Aiyuk because he's basically just acting out. That's all he's doing because he wants out of Dodge. That's all it is.
He just wants to leave.
He just wants to kind of expedite that process by talking bad about him. It's like a breakup, You're not gonna, be handing flowers to the person you're breaking up with. You're trying to get out of there. So, if they don't let you leave, if they're playing Spider-Man in the door and all that stuff, you got to come up with some alternatives, right, to expedite the process. So
But there's
that's all
talk
that
about
is.
them cutting him, so maybe it did work to an
Well,
extent.
they're gonna have to cut him. I mean, there's no other
No,
way
but before
around.
camp. No, but before they were
It's
talking
done.
about it.
Oh yeah. It's done. I mean, I told you guys it was gonna go into August. I said it was gonna go probably late into August, but that was before he started doing what he was doing.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Like
Maybe,
that's what Jen's saying.
yeah, like I'm not saying I agree or not, but it did move the needle a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it just makes people say, you know what, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Exactly.
So let's just move on. So if it if it does, and it looks like it will, I said this the other day. I fully anticipate because someone asked me yesterday when I was leaving the building, or leaving the facility. They said, I guess I'll see you for the IU press conference. And I said, and this wasn't anybody, I don't want anybody saying it wasn't Adam, it wasn't Dan, but whoever said that to me when they said that, I said, there's not going to be a press conference. If it is, it's going to be the first day of training camp when everybody else can come and talk. So that's what's going to happen. So anyway, all right, good stuff, Miss Benet. Go ahead, go ahead.
I also heard, and I don't know if this is factual. Is Miss Jackson his agent? Jaden's mom? Oh, okay. Let me be quiet. I need to stop asking questions.
That would be amazing.
What was the answer?
I love him.
hope so.
Blink the eyes, like
Subtle.
I mean, you guys kind of already answered that for yourselves. I mean,
Yeah.
but like officially, so that's why So
Hey,
again, yes.
I don't mean to cut in. I know I'm just getting in here, but I got a lot more respect for Ayuk in a way because think of all these guys that just whine and complain. Well, not to say whine, but they're trying to get the most out of everything for just a little bit more on a contract. And I got a lot more respect of him taking less money to come play with, one of his best friends and just say, you know what, I'm getting out of town. Like I'm doing what I got to do to get out because I don't want to be here.
And he's betting on and he's betting on himself, which
is why I love that.
I have said for the longest time.
That.
Remember, people were saying, "Oh, he's hurt. He may never play again." Oh, yeah, whatever. And I kept trying to tell you guys, not only is he healthy, he's motivated, and that's important because whenever you hear a guy say the belt is coming, that's telling you like. He knows that he cannot come to Washington and not ball out. He knows that. He knows that he can't come to Washington and look like a scrub beside Terry. So
that's right.
They're getting ready to get a dog. And I mean that. Like, they're getting ready to get a dog. So that's why I'd asked this question for you guys, and everyone still can have their answer. Because I have seen a lot of fans saying they don't want him now.
Yeah,
and that even one of my colleagues, Miss Candy, that's my little sis. She's like, does he fit the standard? Because the standards, they have just a great locker room, great guys, family atmosphere. And she asked, we were just talking, and she's like, do you think that could be a disruption? Because there's a standard here. And I told her, I don't think anyone should look at the stuff on IG and think that's who he is all the time. Because teammates have told me of his that he's one of the best locker room guys, one of the best teammates, and you never heard anything about Brandon Aiyuk until this whole thing started.
His stuff done. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. He just wants out. He's just acting out to get out. It's a temper tantrum. That's what it is.
Didn't Killer play with him? Didn't Killer play with him, or was he going out when he came in?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Keller Witherspoon.
Yes. Yep.
I think
Yeah.
he might have been leaving when he was coming in, but
Yeah,
kind of
there's a
crossed some
couple of
paths.
and there's a couple
Debo
Niners
played with him.
present.
Okay.
Debo, and they're friends too,
Yep, they
so
friends.
yeah, I mean, but of course, you mentioned Jaden, obviously he doesn't, and Rashad White. They played together at Arizona
Oh,
State.
Yeah.
at Arizona, yeah.
But more
Okay.
Jay
importantly,
needs to go
the
collect all his
boss,
receivers.
Adam Peters, you played under him
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
right.
So, and again, I'm not trying to stir the pot because I know this comment could go haywire. But I knew some people out there that said that Adam was really like the glue guy. Like Adam was really doing a lot out there. And I
We
mean,
can see that.
and
Yeah.
yeah, you can. You absolutely can.
Mhm.
So, and I say that meaning a lot of the guys really liked Adam, and I'm not saying they don't like John Lynch. I'm not saying that. But you don't hear guys freely talking like that. But you hear them freely talking about Adam and the culture and how he is. And
Mhm.
that's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. So all right, so good stuff, Miss Benet. Miss Benet is on literally on fire today. All right. So let's go with Rich and then we'll go with Oscar.
Okay. Well, I like the idea that I don't think we need him necessarily. Like a long time ago, I thought we needed that, but I mean, and I think all we need as far as production from him is kind of like mid-tier wide receiver too, and I think we'll get that. But I'm kind of a deal guy. So as far as him coming here, if I walk into a store, I see something that should cost me $35 and I can get it for 8. I mean, there's probably reasons for that, but I think it'll help me, I'll take it, you know?
Right, right. That's a very good analogy right there. I might have to
That part.
Hmm.
hold on. I might have to go ahead and
Mhm.
borrow that one real quick.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, I like that one. I'll give you credit for it, Rick.
Thanks.
All right. So let's go Oscar, and then we'll go Antoine.
Yeah, I think our wide receiver room is good enough. Like, I don't know the reason why, but I was never high on Brandon Aiyuk for some reason. And um, yeah, I mean, I'll stay biased, I guess.
Okay, okay. And one thing I know about Oscar as a man, he's a morally driven person. And
Mhm.
I can understand that. I can understand that. But as Rich said, and to counter that, if you can get a Pro Bowl caliber receiver that's still young, and like I said before, it's not just for 1 year. It's they're getting a guy that ultimately could be heir apparent to Terry. If things were to
Mhm.
work out football wise. Not saying that they're going to get him and get rid of Terry. That's not what I'm saying, because people take things and twist it up. I'm
Yep.
saying you could have them
Excellent.
for several years together, and then ultimately you have him be your number one. Okay. So it's a lot of different factors there. So I respect that answer though, Oscar. All right. So let's go Antoine and then Marcus.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with the Rich. I mean, a talent like IU, the guy's had a over 1,300 yard season. He's still fairly young. There's no way you can pass it up. Get an opportunity to get somebody with that skill set at a discount price. You have to take the shot. You know what I'm saying? And see how it works out. Now, my question to you
Hmm.
is, if IU comes, we keep hearing he's coming. Who you gonna get rid of?
Yeah, it's gonna be some tough,
Somebody's
tough,
got to.
tough. You know what? I'm glad you asked me that, Antoine, because some other folks have been asking that question as well. I can't tell you who they would get rid of just yet because all of them have been playing really well. They've been doing their part, to make their
Mhm.
case as to literally 6, 7 guys. Why right now with no Ayuk, why all of them should be here. But aren't these the problems that all the good teams have? You
Yeah,
want these
we
problems.
have
You
some
you
depth.
Yeah.
want you want somebody upset that they didn't make the roster because that means that the people in front of them were just that much better. So
Mhm.
Washington is not going to just be that wide receiver room, not
Mhm.
just straight from your giving you an answer, Antoine, but I can't give you that answer yet because for every person, if I were to say Luke, if I were to say Traylon Burks, if I were to say Van Jefferson, if I were to say De'Ami Brown, I would literally be able to go over here and say that I've seen three, four more things why they should be on the roster as opposed to what they shouldn't be on the roster for. Jalen Lane, I mean, this wide receiver room right now, if Ayuk never comes, I think we'll be just fine. I do. I think right now, from what I've seen and the way they're being utilized, and the fact that you got some tight ends that can catch the ball as well, and be moved around, right now I'm giving the wide receiver room a B plus. Right now, from what I've seen in OTAs and minicamp, um, a B plus, a solid B plus, a B plus ascending, not a B plus going down to, when I used to get C's and be like, yes, I passed. No, I'm talking about like they're going this way. Okay. They're going towards honor roll as opposed to going towards average. And you get an Ayuk in that room, it's an A group. I mean, let's just call it like it is. So those are the good problems that I'm sure Adam is welcoming if they can pull that off. So good stuff there. So let's go with Marcus and then we'll go Ellison.
Yeah, so I'm of the same mindset as you, Lake. I think that he hasn't shown any history. Like we only see the antics now, so he doesn't have any history. It seemed like he's a good team player because even George Kittle spoke really, good well of him. He had opportunity to bash him if he wanted to, so he's definitely a good team player. So I don't think we should pass up on him because of that. And I just think that you don't think the Commanders are rooting for Ayuk to come to this team? Man, they are rooting for him to come to this team, and they're going to be jumping up and down when he get here. So I'll say, yeah, we should definitely take the opportunity.
Yeah, and after everybody, good stuff, Marcus. After everyone goes, I do want to get your take on, with this whole situation, how fickle sometimes, you guys are fans, but you're a little different. You're family fans. That's different. But there's some fans out there a little fickle. One moment they
Yeah.
want them, the next moment they don't. And then
Mhm.
it just, I mean, you can't have it both ways. You got to draw a
Mhm.
line in the sand somewhere. So that's what we're doing. So good stuff. All right, so let's go Ellison and then we'll go Brad Jones.
The question is, should we take a chance on him or do we want him? For me, yes. I think it's still some talent there. And if you have an opportunity to get someone like him who has a relationship already with Jaden and Rashad White and others already in the front office, Adam Peters. So I say yes. I'm not mad at it at all. I think, like you said, and like other people have said already, he's acting out. He just wants to get out of there. And
Mhm.
one of these days, like I don't know if it's gonna be next year, 5 years, 10 years from now, you go tell me what the real reason of why he wants out. And I need that from you because I think it's something else than what's been put out
You
there.
mean why he wants out of San Fran?
Yeah,
Coach.
Oh yeah, I know that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely know that.
One,
Some of
one,
y'all
one of the,
know.
one of these days, you go let us know the real.
I'll let you know tonight. Just I'll maybe tell someone to put it in. I'll tell Brad or something, put it in the chat group. But y'all can't say nothing now.
I got you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You
And
can
remember
read
I
between the
said this, and I
lines.
took I took a lot of heat for this from some 49ers folks. They were like, "Man, you don't know you making stuff up." And first of all, I told them, "You don't know me, so don't do that." Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't make stuff up. That's not my
It takes
style.
two to tangle.
Right. And I said it. I'll say it again. He wasn't the only one that I was told wasn't happy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
again, San Fran is a first class organization. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing them. They're what a lot of NFL organizations aspire to be. They're a contender damn near every year, okay? But there's some stuff that's going on around there, and we'll just leave it at
Well,
that.
some of that stuff went with the Redskins too. That's why RG3 ended up where he did. Okay, so let's just be real.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's not just the X's and O's part. It has nothing to do with that. It's some other stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Also, it's easy
Oscar.
to make an assumption. It's easy to make an assumption of what is in someone's head, what
Mhm.
they've gone through. No one really knows. I mean, everyone, especially with social media, everyone is an expert, everyone knows everything, and they don't. Like everyone's like, "Oh, who besides Terry, who's got Jaden? Who else do we have?" Like we have no one. They don't know what we have. Nobody knows,
Right. I mean,
everyone's
I
an
think
expert until they break out on the field.
well, see, that's the thing that I have a gripe with social media because, there's a lot of people that are experts but have
Yeah.
never stepped foot on the grounds out there. And
Mhm.
and part of stepping foot on the grounds is you have relationships with people, and therefore you have these conversations of what's going on.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize this, but my guy Hankerson is the wide receivers coach for the 49ers. Leonard
Wow.
Hankerson. How many of y'all
Wow.
remember Leonard
Mhm.
Hankerson?
I do.
Yeah. So and remember, Kyle was here too. So
Yeah.
there's some sprinkles of burgundy and gold out there as
For
well.
sure.
So
But people are
again,
professional. They're not going to talk about everything. You can't do
exactly.
that.
And one thing was said earlier that made a lot of sense. Have you guys heard one? And I'm not asking two, three, four, five. Have you heard one 49er player say anything bad about Brandon Aiyuk? Just one.
No.
No.
No, you haven't. And you're not going to hear that. So again, for everyone squatting on the
Right.
guy,
Totally.
trust me, you don't know.
Also
and
on our end,
Mhm.
if this was the old regime, we'll just say
Mhm.
all kinds of answers when the press asked about this and that. No one says a word about this. No one. They asked
And they
Jayden, they asked
can't,
DQ.
but they can't say
No, but
anything either. Yeah, because it would
but
be
nothing really
tampering or
gets out.
collusion. Right.
Right, but nothing like the old time people talked and stuff. There's nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. And they've made it very clear to us, in the media, like, it was told to me, things, we know this, but you can't say it. And you guys, if you ever watch me on other people's podcasts now, when I go on their show, the first thing I say is listen. Like that's why I really just I rock with Rio. That's like my little brother. I help him.
Real, yeah. Mhm.
But outside of that, I'm like, I can't do much. I mean, obviously I was on ABC Today. That's different. ABC, ESPN, same brand. I get that. And but it was coming from a fellow media person who's there with me, the questions of what we can't say on air. Um, but when people ask Jaden about Brandon, that's when we had these side conversations like, I can't believe, are you kidding me? Like, what'd you expect him to say? Yeah, man, I was just talking to him last night. He's staying in my house, man. I mean, like, are you
Right.
serious? Like,
Right.
but some people feel like they're gonna keep asking until maybe somebody puts their foot in their mouth.
Mhm.
One thing I will say about these commanders, these guys have been trained,
Mhm.
media trained. They're
Mhm.
very savvy, and you're
Right.
not gonna get them. You're not gonna bait them. You're not gonna catch them. They're not going down that well. But if you asked any of them guys, gave them a truth serum, do they want IU here? I
Yeah.
guarantee you that's gonna be the new Kool-Aid flavor, Shano. It's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
be truth flavored Kool-Aid. And they will say
Mhm.
yes because he makes them
Also, they're
better. He,
really specific on who they let access. Like you're able to go in the bubble, you're able to talk to the players. They wouldn't even think of doing that if they didn't feel that you would never put something in
100%.
that situation. Yeah.
Well, I
And
appreciate you saying that, Miss Jen, because that's one of the toughest parts of this job. And people say, "Oh man, I think people think I'm up there drinking wine or something up there chilling, and it's not
No.
like that. I mean, we're working,
Right.
but the fact that they did do that, and the fact that I got a call that night about, hey,
100%.
don't say this, don't say that. Um, I wouldn't have gotten that call before. I'm gonna tell you that straight
Right.
up. I would have probably been told, "Hey, we need your badge."
Well, a
um,
lot of the time I've heard you talking on the podcast and you've said, listen, we're not going to get into this because we can't,
I can't, I
Yeah.
can't. And there's so many things. Let me just tell you guys this, and people who are watching, whatever. This is the most important thing I could say to all of you. What I see and what I know is all good. It's all positive, and it's exciting. Like even for me as a reporter, as a journalist, I'm uber excited about this year's team. Uber excited because I know what I see I've never seen. And you remember the last time I talked like this? Y'all remember what happened?
Mhm.
So I'm not saying they going back to the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl, but I'm not saying they don't have a chance. You'll never hear me say
Mhm.
that after what I'm seeing. So let's just let all that marinate. All right, so let's keep this going because we still got some more folks that haven't gone yet. So um Ellison went, so we're gonna go Brad Jones, and then we're gonna go Shauno, and then we got Brad Savage. We still got Rev, we got Greg Dasher, we got Mike G again. So let's go Brad Jones and then Shauno.
Forgot me too.
And then Bud. Yes, Big Bud. There we go. All right.
So to answer your question, would I like to have him on the team? Yes. But I saw your show last week, and the conversation, his name came up, and
Yeah.
I was the one who said that he hadn't played in 2 years. So yeah, it was me. So my question was the same thing when we had
Mm-hmm.
about Terry. Terry came off his best statistical year, did he not? Right? He held
Mm-hmm.
out, he missed training
Hmm.
camp, and he was not in football shape because he was missing time on the field. How
Yes.
come that rule does not apply to Brandon Ayuk? That's what all
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking. Shouldn't
I
it
think
apply to
it
him the same
I
way?
think I think it is applying to him. In this regard, Brad, again, Terry will be 31 this year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When they signed him, the numbers, the metrics,
Mm-hmm.
what's the analytics, there we go. Said you don't give 30 plus year old guys certain amounts
Right.
of money. That's what it said.
Okay.
Because they normally get soft tissue injuries or they get some kind of injury. And Terry was holding out and he comes back, and what happens? That injury's there.
Yep.
But now I see Terry right now, soon to be 31, and he looks better than I've ever seen him as far as his health. He looks phenomenal right now. So he just needed to be worked into football shape. I
Right.
agree
That's
with
all I
you on
said.
that, Brad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the difference with Brandon is that he got hurt almost 2 years ago. So unless he hasn't been conditioning, he'll be so far behind the eight ball. But if he's conditioning and he's in great human strength, I mean, fitness, like stuff that we all
Hmm.
can't do, that's what I'm talking about. He's probably already there with that with us. He's way past us with that. But as far as the football aspect of it, I don't think him coming to Washington is just supposed to be for 1 year. It's supposed to be for 4 or 5 years because he's only 27. So that's why I think the gamble's worth it. You're not just bringing a guy in to make a run at a Super Bowl this year and that's it. If it doesn't work out, he's gone. No, I think this is they plan on him being here long term with Jaden and with some of these guys. So I agree with you that he hasn't played football in a long time. But if I can get him, like they said, at a bargain basement
I agree with that.
deal,
I agree with
and
that.
I can wear them shoes and shine on people. Yeah, but they got a hole in the bottom. You don't know that hole's down there. I might cover it up and get it patched up and get it ready to
Right.
wear. You don't
So let
see
me
it.
ask this
So,
Hmm.
one question though. We all vested in Brandon Ayuk because he's
mhm,
coming to our team, right? We all are. But let's just say if it was Brandon Ayuk saying, doing all what he doing, getting out of his contract, and saying he wanted to go play with Dak or Jalen Hurts,
mhm.
would our narrative be the same?
Of course not.
For
Of
me,
course
it,
not.
no,
Okay.
for me it would be. It would be for
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah.
I could. I may. For me, I look at
Uh,
it from yes, he's acting out, and I'm gonna let you go, Greg. For me, he's acting out for a reason. Now, all of us
mhm,
don't know what that reason is, and I think more of the onus should be put on what San Francisco's hand in this whole thing,
You've
rather
always
than
said that.
everybody.
You've
Yeah,
always said that.
I believe
Yep.
that, and I always stick with the players. I'm a union guy. I stick with the players, whatever as long as it's in a reasonable form or reasonable take. And this is reasonable to me. He's acting out because he wants out. So
Mm-hmm.
I differ from
I
that.
I asked this question. Didn't we see this before his injury? I'm talking not Brandon Ayuk. I'm talking about Tariq Hill before he got hurt. We saw this for like 2 years in Miami, even after they paid him a lot of money to leave Kansas City. Okay, he still was acting out, doing things. Had some
Hmm.
other stuff, that side stories, personal stories that became public. I've never heard a story from Brandon Ayuk ever until he started posting on social media. And to me, that I just look at that like that's a clear sign of somebody just acting up, just to speed
Hmm.
up the process, make some people so angry that they don't want him, they got to get rid of him. That's how I see it. And this I would say this if I was covering the Colts, and there was a player doing the same thing. I would say the same thing. I think sometimes people think that my affinity for this team, obviously I'm from here, and I'll be the first person to tell you when people are winning, business is good. When people are winning, interviews are great, So of course I have personal biases behind it. But when it comes to Brandon Ayuk, I'm not saying my personal bias is to look past what he's doing because I don't think it's a good look at all. I'll be the first to tell you. I think it's a terrible look for the young man to be doing what he's doing, but I don't think it's as bad as some are making it out to be. Like when people start to go the mental route about this, I don't see that. I just think he's just talking, to get out of Dodge. That's what that is. So, all right. So let's keep.
I did say that I wanted him to be in camp after being gone for 2 years on the last podcast. I
You
did.
did, and that might be the case. So you may win out on that. So what were you say, Oscar? You
Wait,
said something?
is Debo staying for sure with us?
Debo?
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that now you really would have some outstanding problems to have. Can you imagine both them come back in? Like,
Oh, yeah.
while we saying that, might as well just grab Diggs too. Then, if that's the
I know.
case, no. All right, so let's go. All right, so let's go with Shauno, and then we'll go Brad Savage. Then we have Rev. Then we have Greg. Then we have Mike G, and then we can wrap up today's show. Okay, so what's up, Shauno?
Can you guys hear me?
And yep,
Yes.
you right out that
Yes.
way. So you and Rev. So that's what's up.
Right. Perfect. Okay, so based off of the current antics, I would say no. But since he's Jaden's boy, and if he's going to bring some joy to Jaden and Jaden's going to perform better, then I'm okay with it.
That's your son in the back.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
yeah, we saw you froze on us, and we saw I guess your son in the back. Another Commanders fan?
No, not really.
Okay. You still got time. You still got time.
Okay, so you guys didn't hear my response. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Okay. Yep. And you still tell your son he still got time to come on over. So, that's what's
Actually,
up.
I am taking him to that Monday night game against San Francisco. So hopefully that'll do it.
When the bell comes out. Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. My screen just flipped all up. And it flipped up again. All right. So let's see.
Sorry, like
That's okay. All right. So man, I'm like thrown off here. Was it Brad Savage up next?
Yeah.
And then Rev. Yes. Okay. All right.
So I'm kind of a mix between Rich and Brad Jones. I believe he's going to be here. I don't honestly think we need him, but if it's $35 and we get him for 8, that's come on in. We'll welcome you with open arms. My question though, and because he hasn't played for, what was it 2 years, 3 years, I think it's going to be a slow burn. So my question would be, in the future, what does the next contract look like? Because he's clearly only going to sign a 1-year deal. On the next contract, if it's a slow burn, if he hits a home run this first year, okay, I understand. Let's get him signed up for whatever deal that's going to look like. But if it's a slow burn, does he get another 1-year deal? Even if he does well, is it just another 1-year deal to prove it, to make sure? Or is it a long-term deal? And then how much is that going to be? Because we know if he's going to be Terry's heir apparent, Terry's making this money this year. What does that mean for Terry next year? What is Ayuk going to get? Like, these are more my questions, more long-term, because I do feel like he's going to be here. But what does the production look like? Then how much is he going to get paid? And then long-term, what are those numbers looking like? Because we know they already offered the Colts receiver like over $30 million. He just didn't take it.
Pierce. Yeah.
So So we know they want to pay. They want a number one for when, because Terry's going to age out. And I hope Terry signs 1-year deals to stay here, because I would love to. As you see, I want him to be a Commander for life. But I understand that might not be the case. And if they're making plans for Ayuk to be that,
Okay.
I'm curious, how long is it going to take to show the production to warrant to be our future number one and for that? Because he wants money. He's going to want the money if he produces. So how much is that going to be? And all that, all that stuff is what I'm curious and what I'll be watching for.
So keep in mind, one thing people have to remember too, the salary cap is going up. It's been going
It
up
always goes
each
up.
year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go up again next year. They got new TV contracts. I mean, coming in this year. It's going to be 300 million. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's the perfect storm. It's the perfect time for this, to figure all that out. And again, that's what we said. Those are the good problems that you need to
Yeah,
have,
but
So
we paying Jaden next year.
yeah, but there's some things that I think are getting ready to happen with that salary cap when it comes to quarterbacks too, which will make it. I've been saying
So
for
where you can
years.
pay them and still be able to get a
Well, the
squad.
quarterbacks be exempt. I've been saying for years, I think they
Oh,
should have
okay.
been done that, where you pay your
Yeah.
quarterback how much you want to pay a quarterback, and it doesn't affect your salary cap for the rest of your team. Because
Okay.
we all know your quarterback is your marketing piece. That's where you get your money for your franchise and get your money back. So if the quarterback, and this is just my opinion, I don't want I don't want to get a call from the league, but I do believe that that's a direction that they can be going in, where quarterbacks can become exempt. And again, if you pay Jaden 800 million, you pay him 400 million. That does not hit your salary cap. And I think the league would be better for it. The only problem I could foresee with that is quarterbacks could pick where they want to play if that's the
Yeah.
case. So, so let's not open that can of worms today.
Hey,
All
Lake,
right. So let's
before you wrap up your show for tonight, I'll let everybody answer this Brandon Aiyuk. But I got one more question about this Brandon Aiyuk. But I'll let everybody answer first if I could slip that in.
Okay, no worries.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's go Rev. Then we got Greg Dashel. Then we got Mike G. Then we got Big Bud. And then we got Eric. Okay. All right, so let's go with El Capitan. All right, what's going on?
Brother Rev.
Oh, Rev, you're on mute. You're on mute. Let me see if I can unmute Rev.
Sorry
There you go.
Sorry
Yep, you're
about
good.
that. But even or last week, like I had talked about our wide receiver room being ready to go right now for the most part, and however, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth either. So if he's gonna come in, or not if, but when we bring him in, at this particular point, I'm good. Truthfully, I am Ayuk out based on
okay,
just all the it's really becomes
the
insulting,
antics.
and I'm not trying. Yeah, that it's really insulting to do this. I mean, it's a young man first and foremost that we're talking about. You know what I mean? And we're talking about a game, though, at the level of business, and all this stuff about his mental health and all that. Let me say this, and then I'm gonna let it go. The reason that they question his mental health is because this young man got principles, and you just couldn't buy him. He gave back what everybody else would have been head over heels and would have zipped their mouth and
shut up
walked
and just
around.
then
Yes, a
company
boss.
man, company
Yes, a
man.
boss. Yes, a boss. And he's telling you 26 million, don't shut me up, don't shut me down. Where the rest of the world, because I heard Unc and Ocho sitting up there talking about, man, you got to get your money. You got to get your money. That's the problem. Now you lose your soul. You sell your soul just for them dollars. And he said, you're not able to pay me enough for me to endure, whatever the misgivings that upset this young man at that level, that you can't pay him enough to stay there for that. And that's all of a sudden now he's crazy. He's crazy because he didn't take their money. He gave it back.
Well, he on one, and you know what that
I
is.
second everything you said.
Yeah.
I second.
Yeah, you guys know what that is. And I've been saying for the longest time, and it's ironic that Miss Jen did say a week ago, as far as wanting him in camp. I don't know if the league wants him in Washington's camp right now because I'm telling you, give him a full training camp to get up to par. You don't need him to be 100%. Even if he's at 75%, he's helping that wide receiver room in some capacity, just as a decoy, if anything. Again, but you're giving that young man a chance to get his feet wet and not just show up and have to learn a playbook in September and when everything is already started and their rotations already set. No, 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 no. He's coming in just like these other guys. They just went through mini camp. I mean, a lot of guys didn't even practice in mini camp. I mean, so that's what I'm saying, guys who were injured didn't get out there. So he would have been right there with them doing the same thing, watching. So get back in for training camp. It just changes the whole dynamic of this thing. So very, very good point, Rev. Very good point. So let's get these next couple folks in so we can wrap this up. I did get my text, I got summoned. So let's go with Greg and then Mike G, and then we'll go with Bud and Eric to close us out. So Greg Dasher, what's up, friend?
What's that? Hey, Rev. Boy, if you had a collection plate, boy, I'd have filled you up with that one. I'd have filled you up with that one.
That's the problem when you give a preacher a mic.
You said it better. You said it better than I would, because I did something else with it, and I probably been kicked off the show. But I believe that. You see my background right there. Who holding that belt? So you know I won. You know I won it. You know what I mean? You know I won it.
Hey, Greg, man, look, hey, Greg, we family, man, but you've been hitting the last couple of weeks of disrupting this show.
Hey, I can't do it. I ain't gonna do it to you, late. I ain't gonna do it to you. I love you too much, bro. I love you too much. But I'm telling you, yes, the answer is bring him tomorrow. He need a ride from the airport. Yeah, I'm on my way.
You gonna go get him. Make sure the car washed.
We ain't had that kind of talent on this team in a while, brother. Since Garcon and D Jackson, man.
Yes.
Come on, man, and we got a quarterback now.
That's what I was gonna say. They didn't have Jaden throwing the ball to him.
Absolutely.
Send the car. Send the car.
So I said this. I said this the other day, just to because we still got two more, but I said three more. I'm sorry. I said this. Walking off the field, and somebody was talking to me about it. I said, all I'm gonna say is the same thing I'm telling y'all right now. I said this verbatim. All I'm gonna say is, can you envision Terry, Aiyuk, Antonio Williams, and Chig? And look who's throwing the ball to him. And look who might be able to, and look at the backfield now. That's all I'm saying, So yeah, wishful thinking. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. But all right, so let's keep it going. Let's go with Mike G. And then we got Big Bud coming up after that, and then Eric will close us out. So Mike G, what's up?
Hey. So it's real simple. You just laid it out. The weapons with 5, unmatched. With 24, with 12, 05, unmatched. However, now we talk about he's 27, hasn't played in 2 years. So body-wise, he's about 25. So his body hasn't taken the rigors of everybody else that's been playing for the past 2 years. And then he has the support system that he doesn't have, I believe he doesn't have in San Francisco.
Right.
Or hasn't had it in a while. So this didn't start this year. This started when he was trying to get his contract. And whatever happened during that process, I don't think he really thought they was going to pay him.
This started before that. I can tell you that.
Okay, so from what I could gather from, it started a while ago. So at the end of the day, you gotta, as you said before, you got a guy that's motivated, you got a guy that's young, and he has a support system that he's coming into that he already knows about because of Jaden, probably Adam, Debo, Witherspoon, and everybody else that he's definitely talked to about, can I thrive in this situation? And I guarantee they all was like, yeah, you can. Rejuvenation. It's coming.
Yes. Greg wanted to jump through the screen. That belt's coming. That's what he said. He said the belt is coming. Good stuff. All right, good stuff. All right, so let's go, Big Bud, and then we'll close it out with Eric after that.
You guys pretty much have said it all, man. Only thing I can add to it is a little bit of Brad Savage and a little bit of Rich. It's just good business. Go on and do it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Nice and sweet. There you go. Nice and quick. All right, Eric, you taking us out, man. All right. Not 20 minutes, but like 30 seconds.
I got you. I hope everybody's well. But yeah, I'm all for it, man, because we already know he's going to be cheaper to get just regardless because he hasn't played in a while, this and that. But, the thing is, with him coming to D.C., yeah, $30 million sounds like a lot, but out in California, it's going to be cut in half right off the bat. Plus, they got the jock tax and everything. So I think we could probably sign a decent deal long term with him. I mean, if he balls out, we got to pay him. That's great. I mean, look at Dallas with George Pickens. They're going to have to pay that guy here soon a lot of money. But I'd rather have the problem of Aiyuk balling out and us having to figure out, money wise, because like you said, like the cap is always going up, and what do a lot of good teams do? They end up paying the guys. So I mean, if you want good players, you got to pay for them. But nothing too crazy. But yeah, our wide receiver room right now is good. But what I'm looking at is playoffs. I mean, a Brandon Aiyuk in the playoffs could be that X factor that we need just to get over the hump of the good defenses and whatnot we're going to be playing. So that's where I'm at. Bring him here. Let's get him here.
Okay, good stuff. And then I know Brad said he wanted to ask a question, and then we'll close out after that. So what's up, Brad?
Just quickly, this Brandon Aiyuk thing, is he becoming a distraction? And when you say distraction, you think negative, but is he becoming a distraction for Washington Commanders fans? Because we're talking about a guy who's not even in our uniform. And I don't know factual, but I don't think San Francisco talks about him as much as we do.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, is he slightly becoming a distraction for us?
No, I don't. I don't think so. Because the reason why I say that is, how do I word this? Like, one of the guys that's been a standout so far in the OTAs and minicamp has been Van Jefferson. At any point in time, has Van Jefferson ever been considered a Brandon Aiyuk talent? Okay. So we're seeing Van Jefferson look really good in this wide receiver room. Okay. I'm just saying, just from what I see, this team hasn't had at any given time 2, 3, 4, maybe we go 4, just absolute dogs. I mean, on the roster at the same time. Okay.
Right.
Pierre and Deshaun might have been the last tandem, a pair. And I don't mean just a wide receiver. I just mean two dogs that were respected around the league. You knew you were going to be in for it when you played them. But teams didn't feel that pressure because who was throwing them the football? Okay. Now, because you got number 5 back there, and people know how good he is, so people been able to slight him outside of the area. People have been able to slight him nationally and say, oh, maybe that first year was a fluke. No, it wasn't a fluke. And now you have talent. And if you can get another weapon like that, I mean, people were talking about trying to get a Brian Thomas, get a Malik Neighbors or whoever, people that he played with, that he's familiar with. He's familiar with this dude too. And this dude wants to be in your building at all costs. So to answer your question, Brad, how many times did we see players in the past clamoring to come to Washington?
That part. That's the part right there.
Well, let me rephrase that. How many times did we see guys clamoring to come to Washington and take a pay cut because they wanted to be here and play with the talent around them, as opposed to come here and run out that tunnel on Sunday, literally like this?
What is that?
Because they were stealing money.
That answer my question, though. I think to your point, Van Jefferson is doing this good in the offseason over here. But we hear about more about Brandon Aiyuk doing. You hear about Van Jefferson doing that.
Because it's a different type of talent, man.
OTAs
It's a different talent. It's just you're talking about a Pro Bowl caliber receiver
who's not on our
Potential.
team, and we're talking about him. That's
I
all I'm
understand what
saying.
you're saying. I
because
totally
he's
get it.
trying to do everything that he wants to be on this team. So it becomes a mutual conversation.
by proxy.
It's fan it's fan conversation.
Can I just one thing?
They got to have something to talk about anyway on the news.
Just one
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
The year that was Jaden's rookie year that he won, rookie of the year, that was a relatively peaceful year for our team. Nothing crazy. I think the disruption of the Aiyuk situation makes people uneasy. And I get it. I mean, we left the drama, but I think that the culture that Dan Quinn has really built hopefully would rub off on him if he does come to our
So
team.
let me ask you guys this, and I do got to get off because my baby just walked in. But and I'm almost done. I promise you. I promise you. No, I promise.
Sorry.
It's my fault, Miss Janine. It's my fault.
No, it's not. It's not. I'll be out in 1 second.
Brad did it, Janine. Brad
But
Jones.
let me ask y'all this.
Say that last name.
Let me ask y'all this. And I've always said this, and I say this respectfully. Would you rather win with some different personalities, or would you rather lose with some choir boys?
No, we want different personalities.
Yeah, for sure.
But my only thing with Commanders fans is that we just have to temper expectations because we're expecting a 1,300-yard Aiyuk, and we just gotta allow that slow burn.
No. I think real fans like yourselves know better than that. I think y'all know he's not getting 1,300 yards because he's not going to be the number one receiver.
No.
That's
right,
Terry.
but I'm just saying that quality type of player. It's like we gotta allow that to happen over time, just to play into his position. Like we're expecting day one production. It might not happen that way. That's my only thing.
No,
it might happen slow over time.
I want people to expect it that you're getting ready to get a Pro Bowl caliber talent for the long haul at a discounted price. That's how I'm
talking about a guy who is not on our roster. That's all my point. It's proving my point. We talking about a guy who ain't even on our team.
Like
the potential. I heard Stephon Diggs
thinking
come
maybe
up.
the second half.
Yeah,
I'm thinking maybe for the second half run, that's when Aiyuk could do something.
The playoffs.
So let me. So to Brad. This is what I would say. There's a lot of Debo's not on the roster. Somebody asked me, is Debo coming back? Stephon Diggs. I get that answer. I get that question every day. He's from the area, but he's not on the team, but he's not on anyone's team. It's a position that has been a need position. So of course any wide receiver is going to be talked about who's good, and let alone one who is outwardly saying and wearing, I want to be there. So of course people going to talk about that. I mean, that's
talking
just
about Chris Moore or Chosen Anderson or somebody, then I have probably on Brad's side with that.
Nobody's talking about that.
Because there ain't no need to talk about that. But Brandon wants to be here, and it looked like it's more than likely it's going to happen. So that's why people talk about it.
Just remember where Aiyuk's floor is at. Aiyuk's floor, when he comes in, he's going to be number 2. I mean,
but he doesn't have to be that overnight. I mean, and that's the thing.
You don't have to earn it.
The ceiling with Aiyuk though is just. I mean, it's up there with Terry's in my opinion. If he's 90+%, I mean,
it could be what you see in Dallas. It could be just what you see in Dallas if he's healthy.
Cincinnati,
if he
Aiyuk play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you just look at the separation Aiyuk has. My God.
Let's not get you in trouble, man. This can't go on.
I know.
This can go on forever. That's just the fact of it. That Brad kind of said it, and you saw what it did. But again, doing that other era, when was the last time we seen anybody that wanted pay cut or not wanting to come? Guys were turning down.
Nobody. They were turning down.
They were turning us
Rashad
down.
White did the same thing. Took less to come.
That's what I'm
Yep,
saying.
sure
And
did.
I can tell you, I can tell you from, I'm in Richmond now, but I haven't lived in Loudoun County for 12 years before coming here. Um, y'all do know what they call Ashburn, right? Does
No,
anyone know?
sir.
I
No,
gotta
sir.
guess.
They
I'll say
call
no.
I gotta
Ashburn,
guess.
they call Ashburn Cashburn because
Ooh,
Loudoun County, the wealthiest county in
Yeah.
the United States, running for like the last 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
Um, when guys come there, a lot of them don't leave, and I mean that when I say leave, some of them have gone
invest.
to other teams, but their homes are still there. So what I'm saying is, there's other aspects to coming to DC now that I think has opened the eyes of a lot of guys. And I know people keep talking about California taxes, and trust me, I'm
Yeah.
understanding. I'm going to be dealing with it too. But with that said, it's about the same. I mean, it's literally about the
I
same.
got you. I got
Um,
you.
but there's a whole nother dynamic to come into Ashburn, trust me. And it's not just the Commanders. It's a lifestyle. It's not having to worry about certain things. And a lot
Investments.
of the guys love that, So I do think that that is a selling point, not just for him, but for other free agents. I haven't heard any free agent ever come there and say anything but positive stuff. So again, we're gonna see how this works out. I'm pretty convinced that he'll be here. I don't know the exact day. I think it'll be, but I do anticipate when I show up for training camp, just like everybody else, he's showing up for training camp. That's my
I hope
prediction.
so.
May not
Yeah,
be the
be
case,
nice.
but I will say this. That would be the best possible case scenario involved for him to show up for training camp, to have to go through training camp, because you're going to see if he's ready or not. You're going to see it. I'm not expecting to see 2023, 22 Brandon Aiyuk. Not right away. I expect to see him at some point get back to that, but I'm not expecting for that move, if it's made, to be for just this year. I can't stress that enough. You're talking about a 27-year-old who hasn't played in 2 years. So yeah, the wear and tear is not on the body. Yeah, it's on the knee. He tore his knee up. But we see guys come back from knee injuries all the time. Patrick Mahomes is practicing right now, and he got hurt in December. So
Adrian
again,
Peterson.
yeah, Adrian Peterson. But if you can get a talent at bargain basements, I mean, if somebody told me I can go out and get these Gucci sneakers around the corner at half off, not even half off, a quarter of the price I would pay for them, guess where I would be when I hang up this phone or this call? I'm going to get them.
Right.
We'll see. We'll
Maybe he's
see.
throwing the ball in the backyard. I'll get a drone and find out where Jason is.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
I,
I
with
didn't
that
say
being
that.
said, that's where I got to go.
Okay. Now
Now I know, right? I know, right?
y'all got Jen thinking Black Ops. Okay.
Yeah. So now that's
Good
my
night.
cue.
I love you.
I appreciate y'all though, and have a great
They
weekend,
already
and we'll
said
be
he
doing
here
this
anyway.
again.
So
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
All right, have a good one.
Okay.
Bye.
Again.